All right, welcome to Corporals Corner. Today we're going to talk about my full tang and my pocket knives for 2025. Let's get to it. All right, before we get too far down the trail, we're going to go ahead and pause right here. What I've noticed is this trend for the past 6 months that a lot of people hit the skip button and they miss when I say the Etsy store is open and they miss the skillet drop. Okay, I get hit up on Tuesday and a Wednesday and they're like, I missed it, where's it at? I missed the video. Really, they watched the video, but they skipped through it. And is that my fault? No, it's probably theirs. But I'm gonna start announcing the Etsy store drop at the first part of the video. That way, everybody who watches faithfully gets an opportunity to get a skillet. So on that note, 100 Corporals Corner skillets and Corporals Corner folding skillets are available right now in my Etsy store. That link is in my video description box. Click it and it'll take you right there. Here is the Corporals Corner cold handle skillet. And next we have the Corporals Corner folding cold handle skillet. Like I said, 100 of these are dropping right now to my Etsy store, and that link is in my video description box. Right next to it, you're going to see a link, Campcraft Outdoors. They make the Corporals Corner skillet bag. It will hold up to 3 skillets, a 6x12 grill, full-size spatula and utensils, and a whole lot more. So check out those links. Once again, 100 skillets just dropped. Click on my Etsy store and get her done. Let's go ahead and kick this off with a huge disclaimer. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but the wind is just kicking right now. We got about 25-mile-an-hour winds. It's knocking trees down. I guess this is the after effects of some hurricane that's a few states over. It was a disaster. I tried filming 2 days ago, and even using a cattail on the microphone, you could barely hear what I was saying. We had leaves whipping all around, tarps blowing like this. It was horrible. So I decided to pull back away from that this week. And we're going to talk about something that's rarely talked about on my channel, my full tang knife and pocket knife selection for 2025. Now keep in mind, things change. But you're going to see a few here that remain consistent and some new things as well. And a new knife I've been testing for about 4 or 5 months now that I'm very happy with. Last thing about these knives, I'm not in bed with any of these companies. I don't get any money from them, other than the ones that are listed on my Amazon affiliate page. But as far as the company themselves, I don't get a dime. So whether you choose to buy one or not, that's solely up to you. I'm just here to show you knife options and explain the hows and whys and my thought process for them. On that note, let's go ahead and get started. Now, without further delay, let's talk about the first one. This one right here, I've been testing for about between 4 and 6 months. I can't remember which one it is. I want to say it's not less than 4 months ago, and it's probably not more than 6 months. But this one here is called the Bobcat. It's a full tang knife from Tony Powers or Dirtbound Basecamp. I'll put both those links in my video description box. He makes this design right here, or this model, along with, I want to say, 4 or 5 other ones. And simply going to his Facebook page, you'll see all of them right there. He makes them weekly. So if you were to order one, I want to say give it probably about a week, week and a half. No more than 2 weeks. You'll probably have it customized the way you want it. He also makes knives and then just posts them on his Facebook page. Say, hey, I got 2 of these right now. I got 4 of those. And you can buy them that way. Once he becomes larger, the goal is to get a website to where you can just go on there and buy them directly. But everything comes in time. Now, I love this design right here. And truth be told, looking around the internet, I've already seen 2 other companies, one in particular is already trying to copy this design. And they're going to bring it out probably the next 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month or so. And the only thing different is the handles. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to run the handles all the way up to where they meet the blade. And you can actually see that in the pictures. This design right here, again, has been out for between 4 and 6 months. It's been actively being sold for 4 to 6 months. And I've shown it in videos for 4 to 6 months. So if you see anyone with the same type of blade design coming out the next week or so, guess where they got it from. And the thing with Tony Powers is he likes to have his knives cheap enough for the common man. We're talking $100. You can't beat that. To be brutally honest with this, for someone to drop their price that much out the gate shows you that they're not about making a profit. They're not about the money. They're about getting a good product to the consumer and getting their name out there. A lot of companies, they're hand forging knives, especially with this type of out of the forge look with 1095 carbon steel. I've seen these things go for around $300. And then 200 is probably pushing it. They're like, I can't go lower than 200. And he's doing these weekly for $100. Maximum's around 120. So again, he's doing it to get his name out there and get you a good quality item, not try and take you for a ride. There's plenty of knife companies out there, plenty of knife dealers, but somebody who's a trained survival instructor, as well as a quality top-notch knife maker, looking at what other people are not doing and incorporating it into his designs. For example, he has a swoop right here at the bottom for your finger. And the thing I like the most about this knife is that the Scandi grind goes all the way down to the base of that blade. There's no 1/4 inch or 3/8 straight line right there where that tells you that it's on a machine, basically a jig, and it sharpens it and it won't go past that. And a lot of people that do that is because their employees don't have the actual skill to match it from the tip all the way down to the base. So they put a jig on there and it grinds it, bzzz, and they flip it over, bzzz, and every single knife is done that way. You could have 10 different knives from that company, and when you look at it, you're going to have a good 1/4 inch to probably 3/8 at the bottom down there of a flat spot. And they claim it's for safety for your finger. But you look at top quality knife makers like Tops or LT Wright, even Essie, they go all the way down from the tip to the base. And that's because they've been doing it for a while, they're very skilled, and they want to be known for quality, okay? So Tony Powers seen that, he was like, I want to be able to be competitive like them, but do this out of my garage. That's exactly what he does. This is a work of art. We have butterscotch micarta handles. He has all different ones. He even customizes them. I've seen a couple of them that had Trump on there and a couple other things. So you could probably get those ordered and made. You got 2 pins here in the handle. And again, it's full tang all the way through to the base. But overall, it's a good knife. And I've beat the hell out of it for the past 4 to 6 months. And I'm very happy with this. Now, truth be told, we're talking about Mora. A good runner-up is the Mora Bushcraft Black. However, we're talking full tang knives. That's a 3/4 rat tail tang. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and Google it. It will show you how the knife fits inside the handle, but does not pass through that handle. But it is a good runner-up, and the price range is between $45 and $65, depending on the options. So you can't go wrong there. Now, we're going to talk about the Mora Garberg, and I got a couple different examples here that just came out to the market. And they're not even available on Amazon or eBay as of yet. And we'll get to that here in a minute. Now, I've shown this, I want to say, let's just be safe, 2015-ish to 2017, somewhere in there, the Mora Garberg came out. And it revolutionized the knife industry because until then, Mora only had rat tail tang knives. Most of them, the famous ones with a wooden handle, Mora number 1, number 2. Cody Lundeen rolls with that. and swears by them, has used them for 35 years. And they're a good carving knife. And if you know how to use a knife correctly, you can actually take down saplings with it as well and do everything that you need to do. The Rambo knives and things like that are a thing of the past. It's more geared towards your skill with a blade. Now, the carbon steel Mora Garberg, until now, is only available in black. And I'll show you that here in a minute. But we have this, it's like a polymer handle. It's built purposely to where you can be left-handed or right-handed and actually have the same advantage. And there's nothing different there. You can feel it. Has your lanyard hole right here. We have the knife that passes through the handle. Now, they use this to scrape a ferrocerium rod. However, the Moras all come with a sharp 90-degree spine all the way down here, and it does the exact same thing. You can actually hear that, taking tiny skin cells off. We'll go outside and test this here in a minute. We have our Scandi grind, 1095 carbon steel, throws sparks like a champ, and does everything that you need a bushcraft or survival knife to do. Now, Mora was smart. They came out with a stainless steel version of this. The exact same thing, except the hardness I think is 58 on the scale. This one here is a 57 point something. And it was meant for being around water, you know, lakes, streams, salt water, things like that. So if you like stainless steel knives, the stainless option's perfect. However, this thing is, like I said, since 2015 and 2017, somewhere in there is when I got this. This is the original one I've had in all of my videos, and there's no rust on it. So pick your poison, you know, some like stainless, some don't. But this is a perfect bushcraft knife for $100 or less, depending on your sheath options. I chose a leather sheath, and these are available online, on Amazon, on eBay. It's an aftermarket accessory. They did not come with these. They came with these plastic ones I'll show you here right now. Two new Garbergs that are on the market right now. There's actually four. There's two versions of the carbon steel and two other versions of the stainless steel, in addition to the ones I'm already showing you. So if you think about it, there's three of each. And the difference is the color. Like I mentioned, until now, they only rolled with the black color. They now have an OD green option, and they have a red handle option as well. And I'll show you that right here. And the stainless steel model is exactly the same. We have the OD green and a red handle option. Let's go ahead and talk about this standard knife sheath that comes with this Mora Garberg. Stainless or carbon steel, the same sheath comes with it. We have our belt loop right here, and it's attached to this ring. Now the beauty of this is, let's say this breaks for some reason. You can order an aftermarket ring with a loop and simply slide it over top of this, and it locks in place. Just like so. There's a small indentation on the back. Slide it up, locks in place. Now, we have three small indentations along the back side here, and I'll show you that right now. Those of you that have seen the Mora Bushcraft Black with the sheath that has a ferro rod that attaches to the side of it, that's exactly what this is for. Mora came out with a survival kit, which is basically a sleeve with three male nubs on the inside that will clip into the three female ends on your sheath. You have a knife sharpener, just like your Mora Bushcraft Black, and you have the exact same ferro rod right here that clips into the side. So taking your sheath, you can now slide this over and lock it down. Since the carbon steel and the stainless are made exactly the same, meaning they have the same 90-degree spine on the back, we'll go ahead and use the stainless and the ferro rod. Definitely digging this color. I like it. And like I already mentioned, they have a red one as well. These are not available on Amazon or eBay as of yet, so I'll go ahead and put the Mora website in my video description box. Go ahead and check it out. Tell them I sent you. As for the black model, that is available in my Amazon website, and that link is also in my video description box. Now on to the pocket knives. We have two I want to cover today. No particular order. You've all seen this probably 1,000 times. This is the Victorinox Ranger Grip 78. The 79 is identical except for it has a corkscrew in place of, I believe, the Phillips screwdriver in the back. Here's my take on a corkscrew. I'm a take or leave it kind of person. In my 48 years of being alive, and I want to say probably 35 of those being in the woods, I've never once been like, damn, need a corkscrew. I'm not out there opening bottles of wine and getting tanked in the woods. So there's no reason I've ever had to actually not be able to do something because I didn't have a corkscrew. Some people say, well, you can do this, you can do that, you can do all these things. You can, but you can also do all those things with something else. So it's kind of a personal preference. Again, this is a 78, and the 79 has a corkscrew. So if you are the kind of person that's in dire straits, unless you have a corkscrew, then there you go. If not, get the 78. This is stainless steel. I can't prove this, but I'm of the opinion that this one replaced the Swiss Army knife one-handed trekker. I carried that in my early days, loved it. This one's a larger version of that. And I think it was a competition type thing. They didn't want the same knife, just a larger model. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of odd that right when this one came out, they kind of phased that one out. But again, I can't prove that, so I don't know. But this has the non-serrated blade. I want to say it's probably almost 3 inches in length, which is a good thing. A lot of states that are extreme, like, you know, liberal states, they don't want you to have any knives at all over 3 inches. So this one falls right at that, so you can legally carry it. Other states are more stringent. Look up your state requirements and make sure that you're legal. Blade locks, love that. My complaint on all these knives have always been, you have a saw, but it doesn't lock. It just moves back and forth. And I get it, looking at the inside of this, you only have room for one locking mechanism. I get that. But if it opened on the opposite end, could you put one back here? I don't know. But having a locking saw would be kind of cool. That's a disadvantage, but the advantage is it's a longer saw than the one-handed trekker or most pocket knives. Now, here's my take on this. You've seen me do several tasks over the years where everything was done with a pocket knife. And to be brutally honest, that's how it should be. This is a 3-inch saw. That means I can cut limbs up to 2.5-inch diameter. And on my channel, you see me do intricate shelters with 2.5-inch logs, even raised beds. So I don't need to carry another pocket saw in addition to a pocket saw, in addition to a Baco Laplander, in addition to a buck saw. It's just redundant nonsense. I already have a pocket saw. It's right here. So one and done. So again, anything 2.5-inch diameter and less, you can cut this all day and never worry about it. I've had this for, I want to say, about 5 years now, and it's still razor sharp. And you see it weekly on my videos. Moving on, we have our screwdriver and bottle opener. We have a can opener here that locks into place. A small screwdriver, flathead right there. Like most of these, we have our tweezers and toothpick. And like I already mentioned, we have a Phillips head screwdriver on the back in place of a corkscrew. And you have your infamous, which means more than famous. I say that time to time if people are like, it doesn't mean that. Well, then you're missing the movie reference. Look it up. And here's my take on it all. I'm a take it or leave it kind of person. They say, well, you can punch holes in leather. You can do all these tasks. You can core this. You can do that. And you can do all that with a sewing kit. Sewing kits are meant to sew up your clothes, sew up your nylon backpacks, things like that. If you're punching a hole the size of this into clothes and then trying to sew it, you've already made the hole too large and you screwed yourself. If you're out there punching holes in leather, I'm going to ask, what are you in dire straits that you need to punch holes in leather? You know, if you're using some type of traditional kit, you wouldn't have a Victorinox Swiss Army knife, right? So you got to take it for what it's worth. You know, is what it is. There's a lot of things you can do with it, but do you have to have it or death is imminent? Again, pick your poison. But, you know, I've had this in several videos. Love it, swear by it. And, you know, if you don't have one, try it out. And last but not least, we have our military demo knife. Now, these were made that said US, and it was a standard demo knife that was given to any branch of the service. Then there are ones that were actually specialized. It says US Navy, US Marine Corps, US Army, etc., Air Force. And they were given to that branch specifically. Camless bought these out, I want to say probably around the Korean War, Vietnam era, and it was 100% stainless. Prior to that, they had a stainless steel outer shell, and everything on the inside was carbon steel. These are hard to come by, usually on auctions, sometimes antique stores. The general price, like the starting price for one that actually has a good walk and talk, like this one, it locks in place and it actually opens and closes. It doesn't just flop around. Starting price, 50 bucks. I've seen these go up to 75. And some that were basically brand new, 100. So for nostalgia, it's cool. If you're collecting military gear, or old school military gear, you want to get one of these. Common sense, if I had to pick one, somebody said, this one or this one, I'm taking this one first time every time because it has everything I want on here, including a saw. But for smaller kits like fishing kits, glove box kit, something you want to put into like a military harness, or you want to be period specific, you're going to want to get one of these. These were made, I believe, all the way up to mid to late 1990s. This one right here was given to me. It is a, I believe, a 1967. Yeah, Camless 1967. So I'll keep this till I die, probably give it to my kid. But again, they're no longer made, only replicas are made. But these original ones, if you get a chance to get a hold of one of these, get it. You have your standard blade. You have your bottle opener, small screwdriver. There's a can opener, and it actually says can opener. And then you have your awl. So, I mean, nothing spectacular, but it's a piece of history. And if you get a chance to own one, I would suggest doing it. So on that note, one last thing to cover. We have our May classes with Buckeye Bushcraft. That link is in my video description box under Ugly Tent. Just go to uglytent.com, check it out. There's still a few slots available. It's going to be held in Chesapeake, Ohio. A low-key, low-impact, 2.5 days. You're going to camp out here. We're going to teach you everything you need to know for a 3-day survival situation. Anything from shelters, fire, water, and signaling for rescue, navigation, things like that. We're not going to beat a dead horse. You're not going to be out till 2 a.m. doing the same thing over and over again, 10 different ways, when one way will work all the time, everywhere in the world. So we're going to make sure you understand that, get you through it, and the only stress you're going to have is the stress that you create. But it'd be a good time. Come out and see us. Check out that link, uglytent.com, and I'll see you there. On that note, let's go ahead and get out of here. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. one, my Amazon affiliate page, and 2, my Etsy store. Both links are found inside my video description box. Now, please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.